a barely legible piece. It's so dumb. It's over at Washington Monthly. It says, Tax the Unvaxxed. It's by a woman named Ann Kim. She writes, people who refuse the COVID vaccine are imposing costs on society. Time to make them pay. Excuse me. She's a journalist. She's a think tank person. Think tanks are where people who can't talk very well, and so they're completely not useful in television. And their ideas are only okay when they have a bunch of other people to rub them off of. That's where they all go. It's like the hallmark of policy. You know what I'm saying? We have too many stupid think tanks because there's not a lot of thought that comes from them. Let's be honest. It's very, like everything else in D.C., they're very misnamed. Anyway, so she has this piece called Tax the Unvaxxed. And she says that she starts off with talking about Sturgis. Doesn't say a damn thing about Rashida Tlaib partying it up at a wedding, maskless. She didn't say a thing about Barack Obama's birthday party, maskless. I'm fine with people going out maskless. I don't have a problem with it. But don't sit here and act like you got a problem with it when it's only people that you dislike. She's going after people who are bikers. These people, they're easy to go after. I mean, could you be more of a stereotypical liberal hack journalist? Could you be? Good grief. She says, she gets into this whole thing about Sturgis. That's how she sets her piece up. And then she argues that people who don't want to get vaccinated, screw whether you have natural immunity or any of your health issues. That's irrelevant. If your unvaccinated high schooler wants to play football, they better be vaccinated. They want to ruin the lives of people who are unvaccinated, despite the fact, by the way. And I have to tell you, if these things behaved like vaccines and prevented transmission, I would have no problem with calling them vaccines. But just as I have an issue with having my speech controlled by the patriarchy and declaring that a man with a Franken beans is a woman just on days that he feels like he is, I also have a problem with saying that people can be inoculated against a virus when it actually doesn't prevent transmission. I feel like I need to keep, Kane, this soundbite from Rochelle Walensky just on standby. Can we play this again? Because this was on August 5th, ladies and gentlemen. And this is from the Situation Room with Wolf Blitzer on CNN. Can we hear this one time, please?
Our vaccines are working exceptionally well. They continue to work well for Delta with regard to severe illness and death. They prevent it. But what they can't do anymore is prevent transmission.
Oh. So see, that's what the whole premise of this article on Tax the Unvaxxed rests on the presupposition that transmissions are prevented. Because these people they're not objecting to the severity of symptoms. They're not saying reduce your symptoms, blah, blah, blah. They're saying they don't want to get it or don't want it to spread, so you better get it. Except it's not actually stopping transmission. And that is from the CDC director, Rochelle Walensky. She used her own vocal cords to propel that sound through air out of her throat, through her mouth, and into her lav mic that then was sent to CNN's HQ in Atlanta and then pinged back to New York where the studios for the sit room are, and then out to all of you. So she said that with her own mouth.